Special guest in the middle of the day. For now, we're going to our man at the desk for the recap show. A lot to talk about because just a few things moved today. A little bit of an opportunity to review. Maybe Rivian? I have no idea, but let's go to the desk and find out.
Hey traders, welcome to the recap show, and thank you to Ramin because she hashtagged traders stay late, and that is exactly what we're doing right now. We're staying late, but not too late. We have the death clock up. Pretty soon I'll put the rundown on right there, Fabian, for you as there it goes right back on. Ooh, I like that. We have the blue in the top now today, so that's pretty cool. Oh, there it goes. Now everything. Oh yeah, then it goes red there afterwards. I saw blue everywhere, but now it's we go red there. So sector recap time. Thank you so much for joining one more time. And if you are so inclined, hit up the chat. We'll be seeing about this all right here, right now. Michael Lloyd, number 20. D's number 10. Everyone playing the slots. I was first, though. You are right. There it is, number 1. Ponzi Fonzie, 7. Professor Love, what's up? Is that Jordan Love or Professor Love? Okay, shout out to you as well. But yeah, everyone, if you're enjoying the show, man, put the ones in the chat. That would be pretty cool. But what an aggressive day it was today for the NASDAQ, baby. Wow, a little bit of a wild ride there, as you can see. Let's go to a 5-minute chart real quick. Huge move down, huge move up. I mean, that's the day, right? We're all going to wait. Tomorrow, non-farm payroll is going to be very, very exciting. Go back to 245, rewind, find out what Frank Caberna from IG was talking all about. Very, very exciting number coming tomorrow. Can the NASDAQ take out some key levels? Let's just go back over and look at the cues. We were actually short today. The NASDAQ heading all day. We didn't have a long today. But look, if you take this 350 tomorrow, see you later. I don't like that look. I think we can revisit the 200 period. But I am excited. The NASDAQ holding out pretty good. So let's wait. I think tomorrow's going to be interesting. And then November 1st. Hydration Nation. November 1st, we do have Fed Chair Powell coming, and they're going to have a nice, interesting report from him that day. And then we'll see, will they hold or will they not? You know what? CME Fed rate 2.0. Let's have a look. It's been a minute since we actually looked at this. Here we go. So there it is, man. Get your countdowns ready. 26 days, 21 hours, 56 minutes. Okay, there it is, the November rate. So let's close that and just to see. So we are actually getting right now a hold, 80% chance of no raise, 20% chance of a raise right now. So we'll go back and find out what's happening. And then as you get in, I guess we don't know anything yet, but I think it was, what was the March we're looking? Yeah, there it is. So this is where we're starting to look for some cuts now into the new year. What do they think for January right now? Same. So it actually doesn't get going until March, until we start to go the other way, a 20% chance of a cut right there in March. But this is the CME Fed rate tool. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, I think you can do that. Just Google CME Fed rate tool, and I'll bring you to this page, and you're going to see right there. This number will change tomorrow dramatically, I would think. So let's wait to see what comes out. Current target rate is right here. So that's what we're talking about. No change coming through for Fed, and we'll keep that up, and then if anything does change, we'll check it out. Look, man, a big shout out to anybody today that was or took a shot on Nat Gas, because today Nat Gas really just kept going up all day. And here it is right here from $7 all the way to $7.40 UNG. Huge move to the upside, over 6% long today. Good. I mean, what's on the back of oil, unfortunately, for anybody that's holding oil. And it's perfect because we do have Michael Nauss coming through, and I did want to talk to him about my XLE position. And what am I supposed to do? Buy more, get out more? What are we doing down here? It's down to the 50-200 period. We already took the 50 period. Oil continues to be destructed to the downside. I don't know what, like this rally, nice move up. We heard some OPEC cuts. We also did hear of some talk from Russia yesterday or 2 days ago, bringing this back down as well. So wow, man, 85.25 right there, looking to hold for XLE. So nice downside move, as you can see. I mean, we always talk to Warren Buffett, and we got to talk to him about a few things, man. Oil, and then just what about this housing index? Like this name has been, or this sector has been absolutely destroyed. And it's funny because I don't know what to do about housing right now. Like mortgages are what, 7-8%? Year and a half ago, we were down to 3.25. Now you're up to 7.5 right now. Mortgage rates huge, hard to refinance, hard to get in that game if you're not already there. Home builders obviously having some hard times as well by helping out, taking some cuts on some of those financing rates. But yeah, nice downside move. Maybe it's time to pick this up. And if you're going to invest like Warren, you want to buy when there's blood in the streets. Well, this is a nice pullback right now for XHP. But you know what else we got to talk to him about? I mean, Diet Coke. I mean, is Coke on sale right here? We're getting cut back way downside right now on KO, man. Like, this name is getting absolutely like plundered down here. 52.50 for Coke, continuing its downside move. I've always looked at the two of them, Coke and Pepsi, and always thought we preferred Pepsi as an investment, but nice downside move for me. Are you a Pepsi or Coke person? Coke? Okay. How about you, Fabian? I like Diet Pepsi, but I mean, you're not supposed to be drinking aspartame, so.
Okay, Diet Pepsi, I do like.
You do like Diet Pepsi? Okay, Ramin's in that front right now. But yeah, wow, consumer discretionary, man. Some of these names just continue to get hit. Coke, Pepsi. Let's check out some CMG right now as well. McDonald's, actually, CMG's holding out okay. I don't mind Chipotle right now. Why have you not split Chipotle, like, honestly? And then McDonald's right now. Okay, so we knew about this. This is a name that I've held. We actually got out. I've been buying this name forever. We got some out as we kept seeing these tops up here, but not enough as you drip. Wow, drip all the way back down. Yikes, man. There's some great opportunities to get out at the top. Do you ever notice that as an investor? It's like it's so easy. And I'll tell you about Eli Lilly. Like, wow, look how good Eli Lilly is, man. Just keeps going up, and then you kind of forget to get out. Right there on the top side. So definitely check out your portfolio. I'm actually going to ask Michael Nauss about his long-term portfolio. We've done this before. How often do you double check getting in and out? Because obviously as a CMT looking, well, actually, you know what? We've talked about that. He uses the AI on trade ideas, so maybe not a great question, but nice downside move there for Eli Lilly, bouncing off again. Ozempic and all these revolutionary drugs that have been hit. Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly own both of those. It's Mounjaro is the Eli Lilly one, so my bad on that. Look at the SPY today. Flat, not doing too much as I kind of expected this. Same thing with the Qs, both kind of hovering around zeros. SMH is an important one for me. And then here's the TAN ETF, man. We've been highlighting this, honestly, on this show. We've been talking about this since 60 bucks. So if you're here with us, nice downside movement since August, broke that 60, and now it's see you later. Part of the problem, again, is rates. End phase had a nice move up last couple days, pulling back today, only down 0.4 on end phase. I mean, not much else happening right here. We can check to see our trade ideas scanner and see if there is anything happening in the aftermarket right now, and this is what it looks like. So there's end phase, and again, Michael's built this for me. If anything happens to be moving here in the after hours, it will hit, and we'll be like, okay, although it doesn't look like this is running right now, but I guess it is. AEHR, there we go, now we call it up. So this name is starting to move to the downside as where Aher Test Systems, this was a report. So you can see they did come out with an earnings report here, and then the name that we're waiting for is Levi Strauss. So let's see if that comes through right now. Oh, I actually do have something that I want to talk to Michael about, and he says that he takes these to the developers. I feel like we should have yield on here. So what we have on here is what the dividend is, but you got to convert that in yourself. So I feel like that would be kind of cool to have dividend yield on here, and he's going to probably come on and say we already have it, so that'll be nice to see if that does come through. But we can go over there. That's the end of sector recap. What I actually want to talk about was the next topic. Look, today, VinFast, really cool report for VinFast today. We thought they were coming after market, but they came a little earlier than expected. Let me just call up here. I don't want to look at a daily. Let's look at a 60-minute chart here for VinFast and kind of zoom back out. Okay, so the interesting thing about VinFast here, maybe can I even zoom out even more than this? No. So, all right. Let's talk about VFS. Today's numbers for VinFast were pretty interesting. They came out today with a $623 million net quarterly loss. So that is a fail. They also came out and said that they have sales, Q3, $342 million in sales. I think that that's actually pretty good. But their Q3 EPS minus 27 cents. So today, VinFast, and I guess it was just on those sales numbers because everything was pretty bad. What I want to talk about was the VinFast volatility, right? So if we come back here and drop into a daily chart for VinFast, you can see they came to market right here at $22. Okay, so again, new issue. They were at one point a SPAC, came to market at 22, so the name flips over. So all we can do is look at it from VFS. So here's a move down to 15 bucks, kind of as expected. When a lot of these SPACs sort of come to market, this is what happens. They come back down to the downside. Then you had a big share structure issue, right? Where it was only 4% or so of the shares were outstanding. So then you had this monster rally in the name because people were just caught short. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. We don't have a short flow listed on here, which is fine. But look at the amount of shares, 7 million shares outstanding, all of them being held right now by ownership, right? So someone on our show said they were short $92. What a great short that's been. But ever since then, now I'm going to go over to a 60-minute chart. VinFast has really just been absolutely destroyed down to the downside. So since then, we've started to make lower lows. We are now bouncing off the 200 period, which we kind of did right there at $17. Now it's just like destructed down to the downside right here. Let's call up a 30-minute chart. Here's the 50-period moving average. I just want to bring this to everyone's attention. You may want to watch out for that. We got high. We actually crossed it today, so down into 856. Just what volatility in this name, and I've tweeted it out from day one. At one point when this name was $80 or more, you know, you had a higher market cap than Mercedes. You had a higher market cap than Ford, GM, obviously Rivian, all those that. So they were taking out legacy autos, right? The thing is, if traders are gonna stay late, then you guys are here with me right now. You know that when you get inflated names like this, I mean, look at Carvana, look at some of these other names that get squeezed to the upside. I just don't want anyone holding the bag. So like when you're part of this, it's all fun and games when people are short or long. I guess you want to be long into this move, but you got to be very, very careful that your margin account can hold this, because you are going to get margin call and get blown out to the top, which creates all of this move there, right? So you got to watch out for that squeeze happening on some of these names. The short float, although not listed here, it was pretty much 100%. Like everybody was short as this was getting blown out. Remember who holds the shares and what's going to happen if it continues to go up. If there's not enough shares out there and this name is doing 30, 40, 50 million shares a day with a float of only 7 million, you're going to get called. So you got to watch out for that. Huge move to the upside. If they don't release more shares, this is a problem, right? And I believe VinFast actually had an offering at one point as well. So now more calm down to $8. Look out for a blow up to the upside. So that's just a little bit of talk there about VinFast. They came with their quarterly report today. And if we're going to look at a 1-minute chart, let's analyze a 3-minute chart just on the daily, right? So here we go. Surprise, earnings comes out, right? Aftermarket close there, looks like yesterday. Down, that's today, sorry, today at 6 in the morning. Huge move to the upside. It hits that $9 mark. Remember the 50-period moving average on the daily was about 870. So that comes in right around here, bounces around, takes out 9, get that high wick. And you know what? This is the volume off open, but often, and we could talk about this, we should have been short this name today, because when you get wick highs on volume, that is now your new out. So to have been short $9 and risk 30 cents, that's a trade that you should have all day. And you know, that would have given you a huge R&R back down there to $8. And look at this again. Like, it's not rocket science. You don't have to love the stock. You don't even have to be in the stock. But that bounced off 8, made a move back to 850. Look where it bounced again, $8 again there midday. Nice move into the close up to 850 again. And look where it stops, 850. So let's put VinFast on our radar for a day 2 play. We have $8 bottoms and we have an 850 close that we'll be able to look at for VFS. But there we go. Are we ready, everybody? Yes, we are. So let's go over to my favorite segment. It's Trader Talk. Hey, Michael, how are you?
Hey, Sean, what's going on?
You know, just kind of trading and probably over trading and making lots of trades, and excited to have you on the show. And thank you for sending that to me about our friend there, the crypto burb, 30 under 30. What an amazing, and thank you for introducing me to him as well on the show. What an amazing opportunity to have him come through as well. Find at crypto burb on Twitter. But you can also find Michael Nauss, who will soon be 40 under 40. I have no idea of your age, maybe 50 under 50. Hopefully I can join you as well at Michael Nauss CMT over there on X. How was your day trading?
Absolutely. My day was pretty lazy. We had an inside day on the SPY, not a whole lot going on. So I very much try as a swing trader to avoid inside days. Bring up the SPY here
Yep.
with some new charting you guys may see as fundamental data and technical data wrapped all into one. Yeah, so you can see I'm on a weekly chart now, but inside day relative volume we have up in the corner here is only 1, so roughly inside market. You know, we're still fighting this 420 level on the SPY, and until something happens one way or the other, I'm doing my best to sit tight and focus on other things.
Yeah, you had mentioned that a lot of the stuff that you'll look at is the opening print, the closing print, things like that, and then that'll give you a great idea of what's happening there in the market. Okay, I've messaged you about a few things I want to talk about, right? And I had you on the show a couple, well, every week, but we had talked about the move up in energy, right? The move up in the XLE, and that looked like it was taking out some highs. And you and I sat here, if you come over to my screen quickly, I think like you thought, that we were going higher here for a little bit. Was there anything, now, first of all, now we're down here at 85, so I have a two-part question. Was there anything that maybe could have, us as maybe investors, I should say myself maybe, that would have got us nervous up there around that 93, 94, 95 area so we can learn and say maybe there was a little bit of writing on the wall for this? So that's the first part. And the second part is, do we buy it here at the 200?
First of all, yeah, I think there was a lot of signals. The main one just being here, I'm just drawing out these highs going back, 3 years plus now. I'm on a weekly chart here of the XLE. So we're resting and we're pulling back exactly where you think we should as, technical traders, where we hit a major overhead resistance point. Makes sense. We were up, I forget the percentage, but let's say 10, 15 weeks in a row, pretty much to get there. We hit that major resistance point. It's only natural that we are going to pause or pull back a little bit. So I took a little bit off there. Again, we were talking, I obviously wish I took way more, but we are pulling back nicely. And like you, I'm looking to buy here. We're getting these higher lows in the chart. Every time we bounce off this level on the weekly chart, we're making higher lows and higher lows. And if we put in another higher low here, it's just showing that the market's just taking a very long time to digest this overhead resistance. When and if we actually get through that, it could be a monster move. Technically speaking, the way they talk about in the book is if it's an ascending triangle, you take the widest part of the triangle and then you apply that to the breakout, and that literally takes us off the chart for what we could look at for upside. So I took a little bit off. I'm looking to add back in when that happens, but I think there might be some other energy places to look at if you want to take a look at that may give us a little bit more alpha.
Yeah, I was also looking at the XLU, which is utilities. That's gotten absolutely crushed as well. Yeah, I mean, we talked about maybe looking at some XOM or something like that. Are you talking about individual names, Michael, or you want to look at a different ETF? I noticed that you also bought Nat Gas today as well.
Yeah, so up here on my screen, again, we have these heat maps in our web version. Come check out tradertv.live, use TraderTV20 for 20% off. This is something I look at every day after the market closes and during the day, basically just showing in giant boxes what's up and what's down. And even though we have XLE down here in the corner, that's actually down a little bit, we have UNG up 6.2%. With energy down, and then I bring up the chart and I notice up here almost 2 times normal volume. So nearly 183% normal volume. Quite a big surge there off of this pop. So one question I have for you, Sean, could we finally be seeing a reversal off of this incredibly long base in natural gas? Because if we're breaking out of here, we're $8 now. 16 is, just somewhere around here on the chart. That doesn't seem like it's an insanely hard ask. It may take a couple weeks, but that could potentially be a double in natural gas.
No, I mean, you ask about what I thought about that. I mean, I really do think that when you're playing risk to reward, that's exactly how I day trade, right? I mean, we enter day trade, we're saying, okay, if we're bouncing off of this level, can we retrace down and get a 3-to-1, 2-to-1 R to R? I think that one looks Great. I've never been invested into nat gas, but I don't mind that play. There's Tellurian as well. Tellurian, which is a good name to buy right there. So is that what you're suggesting? Is UNG play the ETF? Or is there anything else that you were looking at there? Maybe an individual name, either in the nat gas space. We just talked about that TELL, I believe. Let's look at that quickly. There it is. Yeah, Tellurian, right there. This name's been. I mean, I guess honestly, it pretty much looks pretty much the same. You're down here at $1. Oh man, wow, this name's been absolutely crushed. I actually think looking at this, it's probably better to stick with the ETF, and then you don't have single stock risk like you do right now. But remember, you talked about Bitcoin. I'm going to throw this right back at you because you absolutely nailed this by talking about with Bitcoin strength. Remember what name you gave us, Michael?
Mara.
Right, Mara.
Right? Was that Mara?
So,
Yeah.
Although right now I know Mara's not actually, the daily chart's doing what it's doing, but I like your talk there because if Bitcoin starts to break out, you're going to get an extended move because of the short float. So I actually think that right there, when Bitcoin did pop, you went from 8 all the way to 10 almost on just, what was it, a $2,000 move, I think 26 to 28 or so on Bitcoin. You did get an extended move right there on Mara. So maybe we see the same in TELL there and Nat Gas. But that was a great call by you, and I want to thank you for bringing that up.
Thanks. And I am still interested in Mara if we can get over that $10 a share now. One name, it's not a heavily short float one, but we have LNG, so Cheniere Energy. So if you want to make the same kind of play with Bitcoin that you do with natural gas, it's, you don't need to be a technician to look. We looked at that UNG chart that's hanging out in that low base for an incredibly long period of time. LNG is actually doing pretty well on the year and pretty well over the last couple of years, up 50% or so. This will be a slow mover. But the benefit of playing these commodities with companies like this that are profitable companies that are big and secure and have cash on hand, LNG, I'm just looking at the fundamentals we have on this chart, showing $38 billion market cap. So a big name, you're not going to have to worry about this going to zero overnight. And if natural gas does break out of this base, that TELL that Sean talked about would be great if you really want some alpha. If you want some safety, then LNG. There's a lot of different ways to play. So first, come up with your thesis. Use an awesome scanning tool like Trade Ideas to narrow down some names within that sector group that you may be interested in and take your play. Because if UNG is going to break, I think there's going to be a lot of people caught short. Just looking at this chart, how much it was just killed, and then how long it's been in this low base, we could definitely go, right? I don't know if we're there yet, but we could definitely go when we break out of this low base in UNG. The question is just when, because we've been faked out here time and time again with these big bounces out of this. So the only reason I'm really focused on this one right here, again, is that almost 2 times normal volume. Sometimes you see these little volume surges before something happens. There's somebody else that's in the know that says, okay, I'm going to start buying, and that increases the volume. Who knows? Could be another fake out, but at some point, you got to imagine this UNG is going to break this base.
I was going to give everybody another name here, Boyle. That's going to be 2x. The return. If you come over to my screen right here, Fabian or Ramin, who's over there? That been a huge move, up 12% today. So exactly a 2xer right there, off of a nice $50 level. But they call, you know what they call Nat Gas there, Michael Nauss, the Widowmaker. And I think
the Widowmaker.
Yeah, so it's for a good reason. Would you ever look at an ETF that is double, triple, something like that to get that little flow? Because you made a great call on a firm the other day, by the way, where you were long, you got out of 3/4 of it as it went up, and then obviously now a firm's $18, so I assume you cleaned out of that one. But I just wonder, if we're looking for a shorter term play, why not play like either an inverse ETF or something like this, where it just can just pop like crazy, you get in, you get out, you put that check mark, and it's all good. A little too risky for you, maybe?
The issue I have, and I have LABU up on the chart here, which is nothing to do with nat gas. This is more biotech, but these ETFs have a natural drift lower. And the reason for it is because the way they do that is they have options, and they basically leverage up with options, and the options degrade slowly over time. So I trade the inverse ETFs. I do it a lot, trading the SQQQ or inverse the market if I have a long portfolio and I'm worried that the market's going to pull back over the next few days or so. But I just want to say that to just the viewers is make sure that if you're trading these things, it's for very short periods of time. Because if you hold this LABU for years, eventually it's going to degrade and reverse split and degrade and reverse split. But no, if you have a tactical position, if you think that this natural gas move is going to last just a few days to a week, then something like Boyle is an amazing idea. For me, I want to be, I don't like having, it's the same reason I don't buy options very much. I sell a lot of options, is because I want to always make sure that I have time on my side. I hate being right in direction, but wrong in time. So I want to be able just to buy it and have it go. It's also why I think I'm a really bad day trader, is because I just want to be able to buy it, and then if I'm right, I make money, and if I'm wrong, I lose money. When you add time to the equation, it just adds a whole bunch of different things you have to think about.
Yeah, day trading is for the dogs, that's for sure. No, yeah, time decay. That's a great point about options, and thank you for talking about that, because you'll see me on the show, and it's a good thing that you brought that up, because I'll often trade TQQ or SQQ as well, just to get that extra little oomph. And then if you're only trading it for a week, or in my situation, 5 minutes sometimes, you get a little bit of a bigger move. So yeah, hey, look, great talk. I told everybody on the show today to join us here this afternoon. We would talk a little bit about energy, and that we did. So thank you so much. Michael, are you on our show tomorrow?
The
morning show?
I think so. Unless you guys kicked me off, I'll be on tomorrow morning, and then if there's an after show, I'll pop in again to say hi.
Yeah, no, I was just talking about the morning show, so that's fantastic. Good thing that you're going to be coming through. So join Michael Nauss tomorrow on our Open as well, but make sure you follow him on X as well, at Michael Nauss CMT. Thank you, my good friend. Say hi to the family, and we will see you tomorrow.
Talk to you then.
Ciao. That's Trader Talk. All right, we got to be quick right now, man. We got a Thursday night football game. I like the over. We gave you Kenneth Walker anytime touchdown last week. You can roll with Brian Robinson Jr. anytime touchdown as well on tonight. I think that's running at about minus 105 on FanDuel or DraftKings. He is the running back for your Washington Commanders. Okay, so because we're going on the next trade review here, as we have a minute 35 before the death clock comes. Rivian today issued $1.5 billion in convertible green bonds, a move that kind of caught everybody off sides, right? The bonds expire and mature in October of 2030, and you can choose to take the cash, you could choose the stock as well. But right now, they also forecast its Q3 revenues to come in line. Wow, Q3, man, $1.3 billion. Monster revenue number, man. I like Rivian. I like the trucks. I think there's an ability for have multiple winners in the space. I don't know if any of these names are ever going to get bought out or anything like that, but Rivian today takes it on the chin, down to 18 bucks here. This is a 60-minute chart. I just wanted to show you like just how dramatic that was. And if you're going to go over to a daily chart right here, just real quick. All right. If I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, I said that if Rivian can dip down, I do think this is a decent buy. But at the same time, I really only want to go into high-quality names right now. So I bought Amazon on dips, and I bought Oracle on dips. I want to buy Tesla on a dip. What do you guys think here in the chat? Maybe we could put up a poll. I'll put it up on X later on. Is Rivian a buy down here? Or are we sort of getting sort of the wool pulled over our eyes a little bit? Because we've seen Lucid at 52-week lows of $5, and we know the Saudis keep coming in and buying them. But who's really going to save Rivian? I know that there's Amazon and Ford. Each had a stake. Ford's divested. Amazon's still a small piece there. Amazon has also said that they're going to come in and use some of Rivian's trucks for their fleet. When that happens, I think you can get a bump up. But again, Tesla Semi going to be on the road soon as well. What's up with that? You know, if they can come in at a reasonable price plus the Tesla brand name, does that sort of eat into Rivian's expected returns and future sales of their truck. Now, I know they're not in the semi business, but just worried about the Cybertruck and all that. The Rivian truck, in my opinion, looks way, way cooler. But you had a nice move to the downside right now. Now, for me, for Rivian, where's the short float? I put on the sticky note today, and I'll take this. But again, we're green on Rivian today. I thought that, what's so funny? I thought that we had an opportunity, because I'm still going on, I know. Oh, my wife is in the chat. Yeah, I was actually talked about that today, that I should have like one of those dog collars, and at 4:30 I kind of get a zap right there. But thank you to my lovely wife who looking to inflict pain on her husband, who comes in here every single day. I love her so much, so that doesn't really matter anyways. But shout out to you, Marissa. Thank you for taking care of the kids, of which I'm very, very proud to say that our daughter placed and is now moving on to the regionals for cross country. So let's go bang on that one. She's an absolute stud. And my son as well killed it today. I don't think he placed, but again, just the effort of doing that means everything to me. So whatever, man. We talk about that every day in our family. Try things you like. I think he was probably there more for the social aspect, but that's fine. There it is. Nice move up. So we respected 20 bucks on Rivian when it came in, right? Maybe we can zoom in just a little bit more on this trade just so we can see it. There's 20 bucks. It went under. I said, and again, this is given to you every single day on the show, right? I said, if we break back above, we're taking the long. There's the punch long on Rivian, and we got out at like 20.35, 20.40s. Those are good trades until it breaks. Then it comes back in. We think we see a bottom right there at 19.20, so we start to buy before dropping down again. So for me, Rivian today was a money-making opportunity, but I'm not going to sit here and be like we didn't miss the short. I mean, that came right back in there. That 19.30 short probably going to haunt us for a while. I know Neil was talking about that as well. Huge downside move into 18. Let's see if Rivian can get a little bit of a play tomorrow. But my trade of the day was Palantir. Oh God, I know. I see that. I'm supposed to cancel the show right now and not cancel it, end it. Palantir off of 1550. Let's see if we get any dip buy opportunities in this today. Buy my number one stock today. That's 1570. Got out there when I thought that me and Kathy Wood were on the same page and we were going to sell Palantir, but that did not happen. We got out there at 77, which is actually where we closed. So we do miss the absolute high of the day. Look, man, I can't do the show without doing a roll call. I know I'm coming home soon, so give everyone a chance to get into the chat. I will shout out everybody, but I do want to say a big shout out to everybody that basically sponsors the show. And, thank you so much for the super chat today. Sweetie Pies, Joseph, MC Cheeks. I actually really like that name. That's pretty cool. 4L Taz, his birthday today. So a shout out to 4L Taz. I don't know if that's true or not, but Ponzi Fonzie said that. He gifted us memberships, and so did Courtney. So thank you so much for all of those memberships today. And thank you to Bears vs. Bulls, because you are the real one, my friend. There it is. You rock Bears vs. Bulls. I'll go back and forth with you all day. What's up to Chimps? What's up to John Von Sawers as well? The one thing I want everybody to do is make sure you hit the like button. Like, honestly, man, 1,400 watching, 229 likes. Shame. Fail. Where's my fail? I'm hitting it. It's not working. There it is. Fail on that one. So Ayo to Ponzi. Ayo, Bears vs. Bulls. JB, thank you so much, man, for your love. Oh, now the fail is going to keep hitting. All right. There it is. Jack Mack, thank you so much. Put your name in the chat. Yes, Bears vs. Bulls said. Adam, thank you so much, man. Yeah, about to be on holiday. You are right about that. As a Canadian Thanksgiving, about to kick it out, man. I'm gone tomorrow. So thank you for watching, and have a safe Canadian Thanksgiving to everybody, man. Judge, nice job. Day Trade the World team. Yes, that is for sure. Can't do it without that. Thank you for the 25 points, Mr. Westermeyer. I'll lose that on a spin very, very soon as well. Thank you so much to everybody. Make sure you smash that like. Ramin's pissed, man. I mean, I hope she doesn't hand in resignation. We love Ramin all day, every day. So again, man, hey, it's been a big show. I want to thank Michael Nauss for joining. Tomorrow, is it tomorrow, Peter Schiff, or was it next week? Yeah, so tomorrow, 1 p.m. on the main show, join Peter Schiff. He's going to talk all about everything. You know that. Doomsday Device, Peter Schiff coming through tomorrow. So join us live at 1 o'clock. You'll see him. I want to give a big shout out to Michael Nauss. Thank you so much for joining us here on the recap show. Look, traders stay late. and you did with me. So thank you so much for that. I hope you enjoyed the recap show. I'm going to be off tomorrow, back on Monday. So please enjoy the show tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody in Canada. And, again, thank you for supporting it. Hit the like if you haven't done that. I'm Sean Katina. This has been a great show. I'm coming home, and I'll see you then. Ciao, everybody.